Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Take a seat by the hearth. It's not a hearth. Take a seat by the fire pit. There we go. Well, what's been going on? It's kind of a drawn-out story, so please bear with me. Now, I'm kind of starting in the middle of it, but the whole thing carries all the way through. I've been sick for about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, and today is probably the first day I have felt that my throat has been okay to do some recording. It's been pretty freaking bad. And why has my cold lasted this long? That kind of ties into the first part of the story that goes back much further. Well over a month, I believe. So starting at the very beginning at this point, what's happened with Elder Scrolls Online? That has that's been rather interesting. Now, was it money got a little bit tight and the subscription wasn't renewed when it was up? So I thought, okay, you know what? I'm just going to wait, have a better timed renewal of the subscription. And, just like, okay, let's say we get paid on the middle of the month, right? My husband gets paid, say, on the middle of the month, on the 15th, and I would choose the 17th kind of thing. So the timing would be much better financially. That kind of fell to the wayside due to some stress and some other financial responsibilities and things that came about. Real life. And being disabled, having some medical stuff. One thing in particular. And I will get to that. Oh, I don't want to spin. That's always bothered my senses. So it's like the Elder Scrolls Online fell to the wayside while I was dealing with some really high stress. And a part of that was the fact that my husband has been, mental health-wise, doing very, very poorly. And he hasn't been able to go to bed at a reasonable time. It's kind of like, well, if I go to bed, that means tomorrow will come and I gotta deal with all this stress, so I'm going to stay up. It's that kind of cycle, and the more that you stay up, the less sleep you get, and the harder it is to deal with the next day. That's the kind of thing that he was dealing with. So to help him, I was staying up with him. Sometimes I would be out in the living room and we'd be maybe, talk about a video that he's watching that could be about some very interesting older generation chips coding. It's like for example, I forget the exact 4-digit number for this chip. It was like in the Nintendo, it was in the Commodore 64, it was in all these different things that did different things, but it's the exact same chip. And it was really interesting things like that, talking about quantum mathematics and theories, Hawking radiation, how the speed of light kind of breaks math, but faster than the speed of light and slower than the speed of light. The math is perfectly fine. Like, we're going all over the place with some really high-end intellectual, what the hell are you talking about stuff. Really fun. And all of that was, for me, just to be present. Other times I could be here, sitting at my computer, doing things. Excuse me. My voice is already starting to go. I didn't make a cup of tea. Sorry. So, sometimes I was going to bed at like 1, 2 in the morning. And sushi, for a while now, has been waking me up at 4:30 a.m. So I was burning the candle at both ends and got sick. And I haven't been able to fully recover because I'm still doing this. In so much time that's... Unfortunately, yeah. But because I'm disabled, because I can't work, I can sleep more during the day and rest. So that's really what I've been focusing on. Elder Scrolls Online fell to the wayside. If I was able to do something a little bit easier in terms of recording, which is typically single-player games, where I could save, something funky happens, game glitch, whatever, recording goes bad, I can just reload the save and start over. So it's the couple times I was able to do some XCOM 2. So that's why I did. And because, it is a little bit easier. Screw up in an MMO in terms of recording or something, you can't go back and do it. You lose it. So I just let it fall to the wayside. Now, another part of that stress was I finally got past... that's not quite true. I was finally able to force myself to call a local medical supply company that specializes in mobility to ask about a transport wheelchair. What's a transport wheelchair, you ask? Ever walk into a hospital and you see all those wheelchairs there? That's it. Seriously, that's just it. Some collapse, some don't, so you can throw it in the trunk and that sort of thing. And I asked about the price range because there's one model that I saw that looked like it would fit our needs. It did collapse, and it has 3 different tiers. So it's just like this tier will cost from this range to this range depending upon options. But if you need more options, then you go to the second tier, which is this range to this range. And it was much, much higher than I anticipated. I thought, okay, well, maybe $1,000 Canadian. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh fuck no. Fucking hell no. It starts at $2,500 and goes to $3,700. Yeah. And that's just like, how the fuck are we going to come up with this money? Now, note that the problem has been solved. Okay? So, this isn't a video, can you please help me? I wanted to avoid that. I mean, I even had an offer from someone on Twitter who I have watched their YouTube stuff and their tabletop role-playing stream and stuff and that. The Bubbernaut. And he offered to help get the word out there and help raise the money. I said, no, I think we're okay for this. And I might take him up on the offer for when it comes to the electric wheelchair. I've talked about the price of that one. they can be astronomical. I wouldn't be surprised if the creme de la creme would cost as much as a house. And I'm not exaggerating. But it's like, okay, no, I think we can figure it out. And that was before I knew the price. It's like, oh, what are we going to do? Okay, well, we'll see if we can get some family to help out. We'll see if we can get, just do our best to save and raise the money ourselves and see if we can do it in the end. And we were able to. At this point, we have the money to make an appointment and figure out what my needs are and buy this wheelchair so I can start being a little bit more mobile in the home, as well as being able to go out a little bit. Not much, because it's still really hard to get ready and presentable and things like that. But it means that I could actually go to the in-laws for dinner or something like that. That was taken care of, but that was a big chunk of stretch. Big chunk of stress in figuring out what the hell we're going to do with our finances for that. Thankfully, it was solved. So we're all good there. And it just, like, with all of that and then getting sick, I really haven't been able to do much, unfortunately. Do I want to stop YouTube? No. I mean, it's like, hey, YouTube, I know your algorithm is watching. Fuck you. And that's not to say I'm not going to put it up. Stop that. That's just to say, fuck you, YouTube. Let's have a laugh about it, And I'm perfectly fine with that. Oh, this COPA thing. I'm perfectly fine with that. I got the thumbnail thing them going, and it's not so much to warn others, it is for the algorithm to see, YouTube to see, and that's all I need to do. And if they overrule it, and I can't change it back, and they don't tell me, I have a viable defense that basically is, fuck you, YouTube. Simple as that. That's it. I basically win. Besides, this game here, even though nothing's going on, hey, it's not for kids. Yeah, I agree with that coughing. I think that was... I'm a Thane, so, you have that person. Anyways, yeah, so that's what has been going on. I will, hopefully I've rested enough that I can go make a tea with honey, because honey does help soothe. And I will see how it does on my throat, and I might be able to get a little bit of recording in today. I have one more video I think. Speedrun works. But anyways, yeah, so doing my best. My priority needs to be life, not games. That's what it should always be for everyone. It's okay to have a bit of an escape. It's okay to have a pressure release. But you need to look after yourself properly. And that's what I'm doing. And in part, that's okay. I say look after yourself. And then, earlier I talked about burning the candle at two ends. Well, in that case, I'm taking care of life by looking after my husband. That's that. So, and I'm paying the price by extending being sick. But I think you get the idea. I will continue doing my best. Life first. YouTube content second, and eventually things will get on track. I'm going to do my best, of course, and I hope you stick around for some of the journey. At the very least, with the holidays coming up, whatever you may celebrate or not celebrate, usually people get some time off in that, whether from school or from, work and whatnot. I hope it's a good break for you. I hope you're able to catch up maybe on a little bit of your own gameplay, some videos and stuff like that, and really do try and take care of yourselves. And if you have the spoons, the energy, reach out to a family or a friend who may be struggling a little and say that I'm here. It'll mean a lot in the holidays. Far more than you may realize. Or if you've been there, you know how much that would mean. But don't stretch yourself too thin. Very important to look after yourselves, and that you're safe, and then you are able to help others. Trust me in that. Yeah, I got stories about me screwing up that one. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yep. See, that's what happens when you start hitting your 40s. You end up with these life experiences. And you go, yeah, I got a story about that time. Applies to this. I got a story about that one. Goes to that. Oh, well, if you are in the northern hemisphere, bundle up and stay warm. If you're in the southern hemisphere, I hope you're enjoying your summertime. And I just had a flash about Australia and what's going on in New South Wales. Right. Actually, it's more than New South Wales. Look after yourselves down there. That's pretty rough. Yeah. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, a big chunk of the country is literally on fire. Oh, the air is fire smoke. It's quite dangerous, especially if you have a respiratory issue already, like asthma. I've kind of diverted. Once again, as usual, life and health come first, dealing with stress, channels going nowhere, and we will get back to things. And I need to wrap this up and make some tea and rest a little. So please do take care of yourselves. I hope you enjoyed my little home here. And maybe we can do this again sometime. Maybe have a little meal over here. Who knows? Until next we meet, please do be safe. Goodbye.